Alright guys, we are back for the next episode, and today we're going to be doing our jump animation, which I have in this imported here, which is new, and we're going to be making a first model for our low poly scene. So to start off, we're just going to do a quick tutorial on the jump. So to do that, we need to go into our animation blueprint again. We don't need the blend space, that's for our walk. So we go to the anim blueprint, which is this one, the darker orange color, and let's open this up and make it like this. So far it's playing our idle state, but we want it to jump when we press the space bar. So if we come out here and make another state called jump, there we go, and then come down here, make another one, and bring this back. So we've got something that looks like this, basically. Okay, so we want to create a new variable called is falling. So let's create this new variable. It's going to be a boolean. So is underscore falling. So we want this as our variable. So we get this variable and plug it into this. And if it's true, then it will fall. And we'll do this one. So false. So we want a boolean again. Boolean equal boolean. We want it to equal false, and we want our is falling variable. So that's our second one done. We just got to do it for these two, which we will do later. We just need to do these for now. So now we've done that, let's compile that. We'll get an exclamation mark. We can exit this, and we can go into our character blueprint. So let's click on the character, go into our editor, like so. So we've got this blueprint editor. So now we can use these nodes here. So we've got our movement, gamepad, whatever, rubbish. But we want to get is falling, which is our target falling. Okay, and our return value is going to be set as a variable. So we want to promote to a variable. How do we do that then? We come to the top of this, promote to variable. We have a new variable here which we can rename. So exit that, and we're going to call it falling. Right, and we need to put this into the update function. So what this means is if I type event, you get all these different events which you can use, and an event is something that happens basically. So this tick event just repeats itself over and over again. So we'll use this, we'll just put this into here. So if falling is character movement. Okay, so we got our character movement is falling, and this is our variable, so true or false. So now what we want to do is get this variable into our animation blueprint. So how do we do that? We go to our event graph, and we're going to get rid of this bit. So our caster character, we don't need this, so we can come out here and get a branch, and a branch sorry, not a branch, a sequence node. If I can spell, there we go. So sequence node is basically where you can have two or more things, which is quite helpful. So we want to cast to our third person character. We want to get our third person character script, which is this. We want to get the script. And now what we want to do in this script, which is here, is get falling. So we've now got our falling variable in here. And now from here we can set is falling. No, not falling. Set is falling. Capital I. Damn, so way fan is. Alright, easier way. go to this bit and drag it out and set it. We'll set it to falling, like so. So now falling is falling. So if we compile that, we do not have an object. So, forgot that, boys. Get the object, we'll bring this out, and we'll get player character. I use this for literally every single one. Just get the player character, just do it. Just do it. And now that's all good. We're good here. Now we can go back to our state machine. Okay, so before our animation can work, because we've got all of this set up, all we need to do now is go in and set these up. So what we can do is actually copy and paste these, because this is all we need. So we Control C that, go into this one, and click on it, Control V, click on the black checkered board at the back. So we've now got that set up. And we go to the next one, click on the board, and hook that up. We can change this to false because we need that as false. If we compile that now, we got a tick, which is what we need, and we can close that down. And what we need to do now is scale up our animation, because we haven't done that yet. So we just put this to 10, re-import animation, done. So now it's all done. Let's do this. Boom, we have our jump. Look at that, our character can jump, which is pretty cool. So now we have a jump animation. So now we've got our animation, the next part will be to create a model. Okay, so to create our low poly model, we are going to be using Blender 2.79, and Blender is just a free software, which is cool. So we're going to create a new thing. Just click out of that, right click, and this is our scene. So basic controls, middle mouse thingy to rotate and to scroll in and out, right click to move objects, you can press G to move objects, use these to move objects, right click is select, left click is this main cursor. I just did that. I'm going to press Shift C, and that puts this cursor thing back in the middle. Okay, so oh yeah, to move around the scene you can press Shift F2 to WASD keys and hold Shift to go faster. Okay, so for our low poly scene, we're going to be making a tree. So to do this, we want to make a cuboid like this. It's almost just a rectangular thing. So to get into this mode, we can select faces. All you've got to do is press Tab, and if you get to Tab, you can select these. So okay, now we're in edit mode. We select the top face with right click, and we can move this up and down. So we move that up to about there. This will be the stump of our tree. And what we want to do is select the bottom, press S to scale it out a little bit, just to give it some depth. And now what we want to do is select the top and press E. When you press E, it extrudes it, creates a new block. So then let's just bring this up to here, and let's rotate it a bit. So press R to rotate, Y to go on the Y axis. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to use this X axis to bring it along a bit, and then we're going to do the same on the Y axis. Okay, so now we've got this. Before I press E again to go up, I'm going to do this. I'm going to scale it up a little bit, and we're going to come over this way a bit, and then press E again, go this way. You're going to scale it down, R, Y to go back straight, and we're going to do that like so. And then I'm going to press it again one more time, I'm going to scale it in, and there is our first stump of our tree. So now we're going to select this middle point and press Ctrl R, and this brings up a purple box in the middle of our like cube. So we can increase the amount by scrolling up in our middle mouse wheel. So we want 2. So just click and then right click off to center them. So press tab now. Now we're stuck in this mode. What we can do is go down here to this viewport thing. You can press this face select. It's back into the face select. You also have a point select. So you can point the vertices on the side. But we want this face thingy. So if we extrude that and bring it up a bit and then rotate it on the y-axis a bit and scale it. And we're just going to bring this out. Like so. So now we have a basic tree, but we want some leaves. We want some leaves. So what we're going to do is we're going to press Shift C, Jesus, and we're going to press Shift A, and to get this add menu, and we want to go to the mesh, and we're going to go to the icosphere. And once our icosphere will appear down here, we're going to move it up to here, and we're going to do that. We're going to press tab to go into face mode. We're going to press B to box select, and you click drag over here. And now you have that selected. Okay, and then you drag it out, and you can just extrude it. Like so. And then you can also scale it on the y-axis just to get a kind of odd look, like so. Now we're going to want this but on the top, and on the top we're going to have another icosphere. We're going to bring it right up to the top with this blue line. Oops. Bring it up. There we go. Press S to scale it out. And here we go. Here's our tree. So now we have a tree. Basically. Just a tree. I'm going to scale it out on the Y and on the Z axis. Like so. Right, so now we've got a tree, we want to create materials for the tree so we can colour it. Let's go to this materials icon up here. It's a type of active blah blah materials. Okay, so this material is what's on this currently. So what we can do is just change this to wood. We don't need to colour it right now. And this one we can also change. We can add a material, new, and then go here, call it leaves 1, and this one we can select this new material, leaves 2. So now we have our material set up. We can export this into Unreal Engine and sort it out. So to export this, we're going to go down to File, Export, and we're going to save it as an FBX. So save it where you want, and I'll be back in Unreal Engine. Okay, so we're in Unreal Engine, and we have our things imported. So basically, what we want to do now is I've separated these for a reason. We're going to create a blueprint. So we're going to go to our BP folder. We're going to create a blueprint class with actor. An actor is just an object in the scene, and not controlled. So we're going to call this tree1bp. A bit of an odd name right now, but it's fine. So if we open this up, we're in the tree1bp. So we can add our component, which would be our tree. So add component, we're going to go for a static mesh, and a static mesh A static mesh is just a mesh that doesn't move. It's like a tree. So it's fine. So if we get this static mesh, and type in tree. Okay, so here we go. So it's the cube that we want. Here he is. So if we duplicate this twice, now this one is going to be our icosphere, and this one is going to be our icosphere 1. See how it's already lined up? So now what we can do is select all of these and scale them all down at the same time. So now that's scaled down, we're going to rename these just so it makes it easier. Leaves 1, leaves 2. Okay, that's looking good. We're looking good. So now we've got our materials set up, our things set up. We just need to create the materials, which we will do now. Our wood, we're going to open our wood first. We're going to go to our basic color, and this parameter is basically just a color wheel. If you double click the color wheel, you can open the color wheel up and change the color. So we want a nice wood kind of color, so we go here. See, there we go, nice brown. So if we apply this, we should see the brown come up in this viewport right here. There it is. So wood is quite rough, so if we go here and type in if we right click this and type in constant, and this first constant just brings up this thing. So if we hook this in and there's a value on the side, you can change to see make it more rough or less rough. Metallic. So this is metallic, and it's fully metallic. If we set this to 0, it's completely smooth. Now we want a bit of roughness, so we'll duplicate this and put this in the roughness, and we'll put like 0.4 just to give it some rough kind of thing. Alright, so now that's done, we'll save that and we'll exit out of this. We don't need this one anymore, let's get rid of that. So as you can see, our wood is now, well, wood. And now we can do our leave 1. So leave 1 we're going to have as like an orangey palm colour. It's like this kind of colour. So there we go, look at that. So we have a orangey beige kind of colour. And our last one we're going to have as an almost orangey. It's going to be like a yellowy green. And boom, we've got an oddly coloured tree, which is cool. Which is cool indeed. As you can see, I can't run through it. It is our tree, and we will soon be making sure that our tree will cut down as a part of our survival kind of thing. So last thing we're going to do in this episode is change the colour of the floor. Now we could just put leaves 2 on there. That would be a bit odd. So there we go. We've got some trees, we've done the start of our scene, and we've got character jumping. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Feel free to subscribe and make sure to share this with anyone who's interested in building a low poly game.